Action. Come on, Mikey! There has been so much anticipation about this next episode for us because we've done some amazing episodes and been to some amazing locations where we've been able to dive into the history and see living, breathing places where some of our most favorite films were filmed. But this episode is going to take us to a place that blew all of our minds. We are headed back to Isla Nublar, this film that actually took people and dinosaurs and brought them back together. Of course, I'm talking about Jurassic Park, where we finally saw what happens when life finds a way. Our whole show has always been about being beyond the backlot, getting us away from the studio lots, the buildings, and the sound stages. But this is unique in the sense that we have a chance to be a part of a living, breathing backlot, a living location. I mean, if you just look around as we're driving, you can see we're already taken back. Vegetation, plants, trees, all these things that became such a unique element for Steven Spielberg showed up in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It would go on to be in all Jurassic Park. But these were locations that Spielberg wanted to take people into a different place. And the island of Kauai transports you to an entirely different place. A place that, beyond a shadow of a doubt, takes us all beyond the backlot. Our first stop is literally right off the main highway, a little place called Al Pastor Tacos, but it wasn't always Al Pastor Tacos. There was a hurricane that came through during the filming of Jurassic Park, wiped out a ton of locations. And one of those locations that we're stepping at right now is what we came to know as Costa Rica. Right here is where we're introduced to Dennis Nedry. Every movie's got a great villain, right? And so this is where Dennis finds himself taking a bribe. And so he finds Biosyn to take on embryos to give him the extra money that he needs. But of course, we know things don't always turn out great for Dennis. Some of the Spielbergian lore that's actually developed over the years regarding Dennis's costumes, that they were actually reflections of costumes from the Goonies. You had, of course, the Hawaiian shirt that Chunk wore. You had the raincoat that Mikey wore, and you had the gray jacket that Mouth wore. And so as a super fan myself, I highly believe that it's true. But nonetheless, we find ourselves here in Costa Rica enjoying some fantastic food. Oh, by the way, Dodson! Dodson! See, nobody cares.
See, nobody cares. Nice hat.
After a quick stop at Al Pastor Tacos, where not only do we have some great food, but we saw the Costa Rica scene, now we're moving over to a waterfall that became the Dominican Republic and the Amber Mines, where it really sets up the whole science behind this film, that they're taking these amber crystals and they're going in finding these mosquitoes, and out of these mosquitoes they're pulling out dino DNA.
Great, now turn right.
Wow.
That was close.
All right. Ooh, aloha. No glass. Hi, Mikey.
Hey.
Are you getting my audio?
Not yet.
Okay. Yes. Holy cow. So worth it. We made it. A little bit of a hike, a little couple stops we thought was the spot, but we're here. These are the mines from the Dominican Republic. I'm literally like standing on what was the mines. It is absolutely unbelievable. It's one of those moments where it feels like it could have been a completely built set, and yet it's a real life place. This is the Amber Mines. This is where they were pulling all of this stuff out finding the mosquitoes with the DNA to be able to create these dinosaurs. The mine shaft was built out over here. Just where we were up top, they were lowering the buckets up and down. And with a quick pan of the camera, we get to see where the raft was coming up with the lawyer on it. And that's what I really love about doing this, is that when you take a look at this and go side by side right with that shot, it's exactly the same. Kind of the excitement that happens when you walk into these places and they just kind of unfold before you, and it takes you right back, right there where the lawyer is getting drafted up and then begins to kind of walk them through the scene before they dive into the mine. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit. Maybe even take a dip, swim around a little bit. I think we've earned it. We find ourselves in the scene where Dr. Grant and Tim and Lex are finally kind of having a little bit of a break, but they've got to make their way over the fence to finally continue on their path. But here's what I love about these real practical locations, is that it doesn't take much for just to look behind my shoulder to see the horizon line, to see the way the cavern shapes. I mean, this is the exact place. They brought in, they built the fence, they built the concrete looking pilings. So just here as the hill kind of crests up is exactly where this fence line was built. I would imagine that it probably ended somewhere there and somewhere over there just because of the framing of the shot. And if you look at it, it's pretty sizable. They really built the footings in a way that kind of extended this way and the other way. And I would imagine it still had some pretty good height on it. So imagine it's kind of building all the way through this section, which would mean just as they were coming over the edge and dropping down and looking up, by the time Tim gets the electrical hit, he gets thrown and we see him probably just totally flat, boom, right here onto the ground, which is obviously not very soft. Oh, and check this out. An electric fence still exists to keep the ferocious roosters of the island in check. It seems so far away. Is it really charged? How do you tell without touching it? That's what I really want to know.
I guess the powers, huh?
Let's see if you can play the scene. Yeah.
Wait. Oh my God! It's totally, he's got. Hold on, I can see if I grab one. Oh man, it's got a little buzz to it. It's got a little bit of a buzz. Oh, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
So this is where we're going to be hiking today, Chris? All the way up to the T-Rex Paddock. Oh my gosh.
Here we go. We are beginning the hike towards the gates of Jurassic Park. A journey that is going to be quite an adventure.
The right way.
Maybe?
Julie, let me lead.
Is it laying down? Move forward. If this stuff is laying down, then I think we're still on the right track. Oh! Oh! Wow! Oh!
Cut it down.
Super slippery there. Dave? How's it going? So here's the problem is, Dave, I don't think we're on the right trail. So we should probably go back and then go left where that road went. Dave! We're on the wrong trail! So, navigating through the jungles of Kauai, no joke, there it all is, we ended up on the wrong trail. So we're headed back through some pretty treacherous conditions. We went up that way. I think that was the wrong way because it got really hard. And so now we're going to go this way, which we think is the right way. But we think it's the right way. We hope it's the right way. So this is the crossing here of the spillway. It's a little deeper, I think, than we anticipated, but I don't think it's going to deter us. We are so close, about to find ourselves at the foot of the Jurassic Park gates. It's been a little bit of an interesting hike between water and mud and obviously this heat and the humidity. So come on, we're almost there. Let's head our way to the gate. Hey, it's raining.
It'll wash off.
Like, it's really raining. Right when we come to this.
Dude, we tried, but we're gonna get flooded out if we don't head back.
What's happened? We're gonna have to head back because in this kind of rain in this area, everything gets flooded out. We get stuck. So we're gonna have to make our way back. We're not gonna make it out to where we want to get to today. Super disappointing. So we're already a couple miles in. We're gonna have to make our way back. So we don't get stuck out here. So let's go. It's a new day. And I mean, after a day like yesterday, a little bit of a disappointment, a little bit of a bummer. But if there's anything we learned in doing this show, we've learned that even our best laid plans can get interrupted and we roll with the punches because out of all of it, the adventure is still out there. And that's what today holds. I mean, just look behind me. Look at this place. So we've got some adventures lined up for today that we cannot wait to get to. Some special surprises, some exciting things. We're gonna shake off yesterday and dive in today to find out what else exists on this living backlot. Let's go! Just starting our day here with our good friends out at Kipu Ranch. We have a ton of adventure lined up. We're gonna be hitting in some 4x4 ATVs. We've got a lot of adventure and exciting things happening, but also we get to share it with a very special guest who's joining us this episode. Let's go meet him. Here he is. Dallas, how's it going? It's good to meet you, dude. Everybody, welcome Dallas from Man Plus Rivers.
What's up, guys?
Awesome channel on YouTube. You've got to check it out. This guy literally is changing lives by finding people's lost stuff.
I'll go for that.
But we're excited to have Dallas with us on this epic adventure here at Kipu Ranch. So I'm not afraid of water, I'm not afraid of this, but I get to learn how to snorkel with one of the pros. So let's get some movie history going and let's find some stuff.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's go. Oh, okay.
Yeah. These two trees here are those two mango trees right there. And we can point them out. everything that's up on this whole plane, this entire plane?
You know, there is just a pasture right there. It's cut down.
Wow. That was cool.
See, yeah.
Wow.
There it is.
Kipu Ranch is home to some of the locations of some of the greatest films, one of those being Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of my personal favorites. If you look back over here to my shoulder, remove some of this tall grass, you get the image where Indy is running away from the local natives, headed to the river, headed to the plain, which is where we're going to be headed in just a minute with Dallas. But I think I would be remiss if I didn't just take some time to recreate one of those epic scenes right now. With a little help, let's do this. Start the plane! Start the plane! You're getting old for this. With a little bit of a trek down here, we're finally at the river. Dallas and I are kind of prepping ourselves before we hop in, but we just want to make note of where we're at. Like, we are at the exact spot where Harrison Ford made his way down, grabbed the vine, swung off into the river to hop onto the plane. Now, for those of you kind of keeping up, the tree kind of got cut up a little bit to get it just right so he could land in the right spot. And the plane didn't really take off from here. It actually made its way through here, and then they caught some other footage of it taking off from another place. But for us, the adventure awaits in the river.
Well, what the Kipu Ranch guys were saying was that this is not a spot where scuba divers go.
Right.
So I think you're gonna find some cool stuff down there.
Yeah, that we really want to make sure we know that we're in a kind of a special place.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people get to do what we get to do, and we've been given some permission to do that, so we're super grateful for that.
Oh yeah.
And I think you're right. I think that opens the door for some pretty awesome hidden treasure. So
I think so.
there's only one way to find out.
Let's do it, man.
Let's go. All right, just like Indy. Come on, Mikey! Morning, superfans, en route to our second helicopter tour of this journey, our Jurassic adventure. And we are headed out to Jurassic Falls today. And we are going to be seeing some stuff left over from where the engine helicopter made its way onto Isla Nublar. So we're going to actually land and get to explore the area. So hopefully I can pinpoint some things for us. But little truth telling, while this has been an awesome trip, it was a little difficult to get blocked a little bit at the hike a couple days ago. So while I am going to be up in the air and landing at Jurassic Falls, our team is on the ground to take another run at it, and they're hopefully going to be able to make it. Redemption is near. But in the meantime, we're getting on a helicopter and headed to Jurassic Falls. Let's go. Just landed here at Jurassic Falls, and we are making our way over, but you can already walk up here and start to feel the mist from this thing. It is unreal. We are in the thick of this jungle, man. It is unbelievable.
Oh, it's so overgrown now. It's crazy.
But oh my gosh. Check that out. It's unreal.
So we just kind of came out of the canopy of trees, and it started to open up, and you see this long grass. It's overgrown. These are where the gates are. This is where we enter Jurassic Park. What do you got in there, King Kong? This is when the journey starts for them, their tour, right? And then up the road for us is the big payoff, the T-Rex Paddock.
The wind coming off this thing is unbelievable. I think if you look down here, yeah, you've got some remnants of the concrete pad. Wow. Woo. Yes.
I think right now we are, as you can see, we're opening up to it. The frickin' T-Rex Paddock.
A world away and beauty all around us. It's adventures like these that remind us of the persistence of the human spirit, that we find ourselves being able to step into these amazing stories that we've come to know and love. And if I've said it once, I have said it 1,000 times. It is always worth going beyond the backlot to capture that spirit, to capture that adventure that reminds us of the power and possibilities of human imagination that brings these amazing stories to life. Hey superfans, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you haven't checked out our other episodes, please be sure to do that on our channel. Click down there to subscribe, click that little bell to make sure you know when we've posted some fresh new content. Be sure to give us some comments back, tell us what you love, tell us your favorite dinosaur, tell us your favorite scene, all of that good stuff. And be sure to join us on Instagram or Facebook. Thanks for watching.